Okay.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
In every detail. At Hostin Funeral Service, we bring comfort to your home with our comprehensive and compassionate services. Large and modernized facility, burial, cremation, and shipping services, pre-arrangements, burial society, notary public with established relationships with funeral homes throughout the Caribbean. We ensure that when your loved one's last wish is to return home, we complete that journey with dignity and respect. Call 718-332-4350 or 917-250-0582, Hostin Funeral Service.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of the Wake Up Club. I'm your host, Kirk. It is a fantastic Friday, and we're ready to dive in. Now, if you're like me, I know you appreciate when we get a holiday, but sometimes you wish the holiday would fall either on a Friday or on a Monday, so you could get that long weekend. You know, I appreciated the holiday yesterday, but I have to get to work this morning, and then I'm jumping onto the weekend. But nevertheless, you know, we had showers of blessings yesterday. It was indeed a Corpus Christi, so I hope that you were able to get out there and plant whatever it is you were planting, whether it was your corn, your peas, your vegetables, whatever it is that you were planting. I wish you success. I hope that you will reap the benefits of it. Folk, you know, I'm thankful for the rain. We've been suffering without getting enough rainfall for the longest while, and let's hope things are about to turn around. So indeed, it's a fantastic Friday. This morning, I wanted to talk to you about two things, and I wanted to talk to you about offense, and I wanted to talk to you about false pride. And I'm going to share some personal stories that have helped me in working on how I deal with offense and how I look at false pride. You know, I'm around many people every day, and you know, somehow I feel that we have, you know, they always tell you to develop thick skin. Somehow I think everybody's developed thin skin because we're offended so easily. And I think a lot of the problems that we're having right now is that we are so thin-skinned. Now, let me tell you something. What somebody says about you does not define you. It's not gospel. If somebody calls you a fool, it's not gospel. Now, you know, I'm on this ride-along platform, and we started this probably about, I would say, about a month ago. And yes, the response and the comments from you have been very, very positive. But sometimes we get those negative comments because there's always that some person, that one person who feels the need to be destructive or to say something negative because they're coming from a negative space. You know, and I have to tell our director, Junior George, all the time, you know, don't delete the comments. You know, there was one somebody said, oh, look at that fish. I don't have scales, so I'm not a fish, so I don't take offense with somebody calling me a fish. Last week there was this man who called me fat. All of us know that I am fat. So I own who I am. So people insulting you or people saying things about you does not define you. It does not define you. Stop being so thin-skinned. I don't get offended. I get alarmed sometimes when people say things about me that are not true. But I don't take it to heart. I'm not offended by it. I try to process it and try to figure out where they're coming from and if there's a teachable moment in what it is they're saying. But we're too thin-skinned, and we've got to wake up, people. What somebody says about you does not define you. Stop owning somebody else's rhetoric. Stop owning somebody else's opinion of you as gospel. It is not gospel. You know who you are. So somebody calling me a fish, somebody calling me fat, yeah, I'm fat. And it would be a waste of time, or it would be stupid on my part to be upset about somebody calling me fat when I'm fat. I could go on a diet. I could go to the gym. I probably could go on a Ozempic. But the truth and the fact is I'm fat. So I'm not offended by the truth. I am perturbed by lies. Folks, let me tell you a story. And let me tell you about offense. And this story has changed my entire life. I've spoken about it before, but never on this platform. When I went to do my first degree, I got to the university and there was something called work study. And I needed to do the work study. So I applied for a job. And the first job I got was working in the kitchen at the university. I was washing pots bigger than myself. And I'm a big man. And there was this South African guy working there. And, you come from the Caribbean, we're in Grenada. When we see white people, they're here for a short time, so they're never not nice to us because they're here on vacation. So I had never dealt with racism or anybody looking at me. I thought all white people were nice because that's what I saw. I worked in the hospitality industry. And this guy said to me one day, "You're kind. Your kind is good at washing these things. Your kind is good at taking out the trash. Your kind." And I'm thinking to myself, what on earth am I in? Did I enter the twilight zone? So I remember, being hurt by it, being offended by it. And I remember walking to my mailbox, hoping that I got a letter from home or something to cheer me up. But I was bathing in tears because I was so offended by experiencing this sort of racism that I had never encountered in my entire life. And while there with my tears bathing on my face, I saw this ad at the accounting department looking for an accounts clerk. And I was like, well, I have a lot of accounting experience. I worked in the hotel industry, before I went on to university. So I said I would apply. So I applied to the university for the job. I went in, I remember being interviewed by one person. Then they told me, hold on, another person came and interviewed me. Then the director came and interviewed me. And then they said to me, we'll call you in a few days. So I came downstairs, I sat on the couch in the lobby, and, trying to gather my thoughts, how did I feel I did in the interview? Did I do anything wrong? Should I have said something? I was just kind of trying to figure it out. And a lady came downstairs and said, "Mr. CeCe, you start tomorrow." I got the job. Now, fortunately, when I got the job, within a month of getting the job, the manager quit. And I was there in the accounts department doing the accounts receivable, the accounts payable. I was even working on the marital investments. I was doing everything as a student. Okay? I was doing everything as a student, and I did it for years without them hiring a manager. And, I was feeling myself. But then, I think it was in my last year, a student who was, from a very wealthy family, he was given the job as the manager. And he had no experience. He was just out of school, never worked a day in his life, and he became my boss. And what happened is I would have to do all the reporting, I would have to do all the work, and he would present it as his work. In fact, sometimes when we would be going to a meeting, he would tell me that I shouldn't be walking in front of him, that I should be walking behind him. And let me tell you something. I started to hate that man. I started to hate that man so much that it started to have a toll on me personally. Now, you know those systems where you sit in an office and everybody has a computer and you're able to type among yourselves little messages. So every time this guy would demand something or speak to me in a bad manner, there would be a chit chat between me and my co-workers. And sometimes he would use the same system to send me messages. So he sent me this message demanding this report that I had already given to him. He didn't realize he got the report already. And of course, I typed to one of my friends, "What's wrong with this jackass? What's wrong with this incompetent fool?" You know, little did I know that I sent that message directly to him. Yes, I sent that message directly to him. Now I'm sitting there thinking, Lord, shit, I just screwed up. This man is the catalyst, but I just screwed up. So, pull up my pants, figuratively, and I went to see his boss, who is the ultimate boss, and I explained the situation to him. Do you know what happened? He told me 2 words. What do you think those 2 words were? Some of you probably think it's "you're fired." It wasn't "you're fired." It was the worst 2 words I had ever heard. And it was "go apologize." Yes, go apologize. So, spent a little time mucking around and I went to apologize to the guy. And you know what he said to me? He said to me, "Kirk, why have you never said to me that you were feeling this way all the time?" Yeah, that's what he said to me. And you know what he said to me again? This person who made my life miserable, this person who made my life miserable then has saved me from a lot of the issues that I'm encountering in life now. You know what he said to me? He said to me, "Kirk, when I offend you, that is a sin." He said, when you hold on to that offense, that also becomes a sin. You have no idea, Kirk, if when I go home in the night, I go down on my knees and I say, "Papa God, what I did to Kirk today was wrong. Please forgive me." Wow. He's forgiven, and I'm holding the offense, and I'm left with the sin. So really and truly, I really don't try to hold on to anything. Okay? I don't try to hold on to anything, and I try as hard as possible not to be offended by people's crap. I'm not giving people that power over me. Yes, sometimes you get your feelings hurt, but you've always got to look at the big picture. What somebody does to you, what somebody says about you, does not define you. And holding on to that offense, let me tell you something. That is the sin that will eat you away. Trust me. What somebody says about you, what somebody does to you, is more about them than it is about you. And you've got to start looking at things differently. Let me also share a story about false pride, because a lot of us in Grenada have a sense of false pride. And this is another story, an example that has changed my life. Now, let me tell you something. When I take up a job, wherever I am working, I give it my all, because that is what I am hired to do. Now, I remember coming back from studying my first degree. My mother had a shop called the Green Grocer. And at the Green Grocer, we sold provisions, vegetables, fruits. It was also a roti shop. You could get your little convenience items. So when I came back from studying with my first degree, I was there helping my mother out as a cashier. Now, you know where the Green Grocer was. It was right there on Wall Street, right next to where NCB was at the time. It was Republic Bank. And I had somebody who I had gone to National College with who was working there as a teller. And one lunchtime, she came over to buy a roti. And she said to me, "Kirk, aren't you embarrassed to be selling vegetables and fruits? And you have a degree?" Yeah, she said that to me. That am I not embarrassed to be selling fruits and vegetables when I have a degree? I could have taken offense, and I could have been, the only thing I was in shock. You know why I was in shock? I was in shock because I didn't realize, well, not that I didn't realize, it dawned on me that a lot of us walk around with false pride. I am doing a job working for my mother, probably making more money than she was making as a glorified cashier at NCB, but because of what I was doing, she felt that I should be ashamed of myself. So selling fruits and vegetables, I should be ashamed of myself. Folk, wake up. We are in the 21st century. People doing trades, people selling coconut water, making more money than you who working in an office, in a corporate job. They have more freedom. You see this false pride and this offense that we like to take? Get in check now. I'm telling you, get in check now. Listen, if the garbage man ain't come and pick up my garbage, my life will stink. Stop looking down on people, you hear? We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
Welcome back. And I know this segment is normally about what irks Kirk, but let me tell you what's irking me this morning. And number one, I'm not 100%. I didn't sleep at all last night. I've been feeling really ill, a stomach ache. So that's really what's irking me. But I wanted to talk about last week's program when I spoke about the issue of parenting and what I encountered and experienced and saw firsthand at the Little Mr. and Miss Grenada show. Now, I've been praying about it because I know I spoke about it and I knew that it was the right thing to do, but I didn't like what happened as a result of me speaking about it. Because when I think about it, I always have to think about the consequences of my actions. Am I sorry that I spoke about it? Somewhat. And not because I didn't speak my truth, but because of the consequences of speaking my truth. Now, I saw the parent come on Ride Along. I didn't mention any name, and I could understand that person wanting to defend themselves. But at the end of it all, I think the person that I think got hurt the most was the young lady. Because I think we now expose the young lady to a situation where she could be bullied, where she can be bullied. So I want to talk to you out there, the people who were championing the cause as well. I want us to be conscious, as I am going to be conscious of what I share, because we also have to always look at how things affect other people. And I don't want to be the catalyst for anybody bullying a child. Okay, a child is a child, and that's why I didn't call names, but I didn't expect it to get to the extreme where people are now saying, oh, how will she be in school? And how will she's a child, okay? And I want us to show more compassion, okay? Yes, I spoke my truth and I will continue to speak my truth. It's why I didn't call names. And I know we get on the bandwagon, and I never wanted this program to be a bandwagonist program where we join the bandwagon and we don't think about the consequences of our actions. So, I apologize to that young lady if I will be the catalyst for causing her any hurt in her life. She is a child, okay? And we are going to pray and we're going to send best wishes to that young lady. You hear that? Folks, it's not much about what irks Kirk this morning beside my stomach and needing some sleep. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back to talk about positivity. We're going to be chatting with another Grenadian rising star, and that is what this program is about. Yes, I go rant and rave. We go have a Bacchanal Friday now and then, but this is about positivity. And when we come back, we're going to be speaking to a rising star. Her name is Sharonelle Andrew, and she's from Lux Treasures, affectionately known as CeCe. We're going to be chatting with her about her life journey and about the fantastic products, Grenadian products, that she has on the market. We'll be right back.
Today. Located inside Ryder Excursion at the Esplanade Mall, we handle both small and large orders with speed and precision. For fast, quality t-shirt printing, call Instaprint at 473-422-1011. Get your perfect print today at Instaprint. Printing done in an instant.
Welcome back. I know we've been praying for rain, but this morning, here's a little sunshine in your life. I want to introduce you to Sharonelle Andrew. She is of Lux Treasures, affectionately known as CeCe. So if you hear me calling CeCe, that's what we like to call her because we love her. Another Grenadian rising star. CeCe, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Kirk. Good morning to everyone listening, to everyone tuning in. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
And you definitely look like sunshine this morning. Now
Oh, thank
listen,
you.
you're welcome. Now we're going to talk about your product and your business, but I always like to showcase and highlight young Grenadians doing positive things. Can you tell us, first of all, who is CeCe? Who is Sharonelle Andrew? What's your background? Where are you from?
Hi everyone. My name is Sharon L. Andrew. I am originally from Gulf Coast, and I am mom. I am a mom first, a mom of two amazing boys. And yeah, basically in a nutshell, I love what I do. I like to try new things, and the sky is the limit with me.
Okay. Now, I know your products because I've known you for quite some time. I can't remember where we met, but I know,
Really? Me too.
yeah, I know it's in the beauty world somehow.
Mhm.
Tell us about Lux Treasures. What is it? Uh, where did you come up with the concept? Tell us about Lux Treasures.
Lux Treasure started during COVID. It's basically a skincare and candle brand. I make natural skincare products using products derived from fruits and plants. And I also make luxury, affordable scented candles using only natural waxes.
Okay. Now,
Mm-hmm.
why? I mean to say, you're a young lady. What did you do before Lux Treasures? What did you do?
I did a lot of things. I got pregnant at the age of 16. So I just need to throw that in there. So I've been working for a very long time. I had a number of jobs, but my last job I was a supervisor for a call center. And I wasn't really feeling like fulfilled. I felt like I wasn't aligned with my true purpose. And so I went down into this depression and tried to figure out what I really wanted to do. And then I decided that, I'm going to go into hair because I love hair. I love doing wigs. I love all of that. And COVID hit, and um, my my mother-in-law, she was the first person that actually gave me my first loan because I tried getting a loan and it was so difficult. And in the process of that as well, I like fixing, sorry, I take care of my skin. and I had a really bad issue with hyperpigmentation around my mouth area. And so I was trying to work on that. And then I finally found something that worked for me, something that I formulated. And I thought I wanted to share it. But at the time, COVID hit, everything was on a standstill. And so I had to find a way to make extra money. So I started making bonnets during COVID while everybody was making masks. I sat
Mhm.
and I was like, okay, what the girlies want, because we can't go outside, we can't go by the hairdresser. Like, we need to still look cute. And
Mhm.
so my cousin gave me a sewing machine, and I just learned two stitches, zigzag and straight stitch.
Mhm.
And I was able to make bonnets. And whenever everybody's doing their delivery day or going shopping day, I was trying to sell bonnets, and I was able to flip that money. And then I started making wigs. And my selling point at that time, because all of the salons were closed, my selling point was, hey, fast turnover, you're getting your wig the next day. It's secure, it will last a long time. So at that time, I was like a Chinese, a Syrian. Like, I was selling, I was flipping the money, and then I was able to accumulate enough money then to really focus on my formulating and research and development, because it really did take a lot of money to really start Lux Treasures.
Let me ask you a question, and I will
Mm-hmm,
get go into the science of the products. But
mm-hmm,
where did you get that drive from? Now, I know you're a young mom, as many young moms looking at this program now, but where
mm-hmm.
did you get that drive? What was that fire behind you? Because there are a lot of moms who are probably had children early and don't have that drive and fire to just hustle. Where where did that fire and that drive come from?
For me, two things. I think it had my past had a little part to play in it. I was somewhat in survival mode, and also, I had a baby so young, and I didn't have anything, you know, nothing to leave, to give, to show. And so I really wanted to prove to him and to myself that it doesn't matter where you start, but how you finish. And that's something that some of us still have struggle dealing with, because we feel like, oh, we're 40, and or we're older now and we can't do certain things. But it's you to make that first step to get to where you want to be, because at the end of the day, no one can dictate your life. You are you're the only one that can determine whether you win or whether you fail. So I
Okay.
just had to do it for me, and do it for my son at the time. Yeah.
Listen, I admire that drive, and that is advice that
Thank you.
everyone listening to this program now should be taking. Listen, I don't know what it takes. I hope that this program and listening to Sharon L or something will give you that fire to succeed, because there are a lot of people, CeCe, looking at this program right now, or who will
Hmm.
look at this program, and sometimes they feel hopeless.
Yeah.
They're in a job, and the price of living right now.
Yeah.
Even me, I am hustling every which way I can, because sometimes one job can't help you
It's
meet
not
your
enough.
needs.
Yeah.
So listen, folks, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be diving into the skincare line and much more with the amazing and talented Sharon L. Andrew. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folk. You're tuned into the Wake Up Club. Of course, I'm your host, Kirk CeCe, and chatting with me this morning is rising star Sharon L. Andrew of Lux Treasures. better and affectionately known as CeCe. CeCe, tell me, how did you branch off from the million of things you were doing, the great hustle you had, to skincare? And also, skincare, there's a science behind it. I don't
Mhm.
want to go in my kitchen and mix up something and put on my face and it makes it worse. Tell me about your journey into skincare and about the products that you have.
So my journey it all began with my skin. As I mentioned before, I had really bad hyperpigmentation on my face, and I sort of tried everything, and it wasn't working. And I went down in this rabbit hole, and I really wanted to fix my skin. It started with me. And in the process of me fixing my skin, I damaged my skin. I made it worse. But I was able to connect with an amazing, amazing person, Mr. Erwin Henry. He's in the chemist produce lab in Canteen. And so I was able to work closely with him because at that time I was not fully educated. I was just sort of like mixing stuff because you would read something and they say, okay, mix cocoa butter and coconut oil, and you think, okay, it will work. But there really is a science behind skincare formulating, understanding the ingredients, understanding percentages, pH of the skin. So I had to then educate myself. When I was able to accumulate enough money, I saved up my money and I enrolled in a bunch of courses. And to this day, like if I see something that I'm interested online, I would just sort of pay, close my eye, pay because I know it's an investment. And so that's really how I started. So I educated myself along the way, and I am so happy with where I'm at today because, man, I tell you, when I started, it was a lot.
Okay, so tell me some of the products that you have.
So I have a wide range of skincare products. I have scrubs. The good thing about my scrub, it has something called glycolic acid. Glycolic acid is an AHA. And basically, the reason why I have the glycolic acid in my products, especially my scrubs, is because we tend to shed skin every 30 to 40 days. But what happens, not all of the dead skin would fall off. And
Okay.
as a result, you would notice that your skin is a bit dull, patchy, blotchy. There is a lot of hyperpigmentation, discoloration. So when you use my scrub with the glycolic acid, what it does, it has a small glycolic acid is a small molecule that penetrates deep into the skin. So what it does, it unclogs your pores, breaks down the bonds, and then it would reveal clean, new, vibrant skin. So along with that, it also helps with skin cell turnover, and it also helps with the just your radiance as well. So I always encourage persons, if you're not exfoliating, exfoliating is key because it also slows down the aging process, and it also slows down the aging process. Full stop. Because I could go on and on and on.
Mhm. So you mentioned the scrubs. What else
Right.
can
So
you
I have
get?
the scrubs. I have the cream. I have a cream called Brighten My Day. The Brighten My Day. It was specifically formulated for persons who suffer with hyperpigmentation, back knee, acne. I also have my facial kit. This one is only for the face. It has four different products that you can use to help, especially persons who suffer with really bad acne. I have body mist, glosses, my mommy care was specifically formulated for children who suffer with eczema, psoriasis. So if you know of someone who has really bad eczema, encourage them to try our mommy care. It's a wash and an oil specifically formulated for children who suffers with that particular issue. Within 4 days, they'll be able to see some sort of result, feel some sort of relief because eczema is something that, it's not easy, it's not comfortable at all. And I tried my son had eczema, and that's the reason why I end up formulating this particular product, which is one of my favorites, my best product. I never had to reinvent the wheel with this product. I never had to reformulate it or touch the formula. And it's doing really, really, really well. All of the children who have used the mommy care, they have seen some sort of result. But I always recommend first seeking medical assistance. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I could only provide you with information on the skin, but I would always advise that you go see a doctor first. And if all fails, then you can, come to me and I can see how best I can help.
Yeah, and I think I think it's very important that we're looking all the way down to the children, because
Yes,
self-esteem, and how we are. Sometimes we
yeah,
can be ugly as a people, and children tease each other, children, and I think that
yeah.
it's very important that you find the products, but you
Hmm.
also instill in your children that beauty is surface. Now,
Yes.
let me tell you something. We're in a country and a society. We always say support local, but we
Hmm.
have a tendency to talk supporting local and not understanding that sometimes our local products are far better than the products that are outside there on Amazon. What has been the reception you received from the local, how I say, or Grenadian people? How have they embraced your product?
Man, the feedback, the sales, I cannot be grateful, like more grateful. I just want to say thank you to everyone who have supported Lux Treasures and who, is, thinking about giving Lux Treasures a try. Beyond, like it surpassed my expectation. And one of the things that I wanted to touch on as well, yes, there are many other products out there that probably you can try, but with my product, I really stand on all natural and trying not to use fillers and so on. Because when you go to the supermarket and you purchase these other products, when you look at the ingredients, and for example, in front it says, oh, it's the vitamin E product. And then when you look at the ingredients, vitamin E may be the last ingredient you see because there are so many other fillers um, before you see vitamin E, which should be a vitamin E product. So with my product, it's all natural. Like I try to stay away from the synthetic ingredients and so on. But so far, like I know the love and the support has been overwhelming for me.
Okay, and where can people find Lux Treasures?
Currently, I am working on a storefront. I will release that information soon. Just stay tuned to my page. However, I have collaborated with the Postal Corporation, where you can just simply reach out to me. Tell me whatever products you want, including our scented candles, and we can drop it off at the post office, and they can have it to you the next day or the same day. So I'm just using that method for now. The storefront would be up and running hopefully next month or in July. So I'm working on a lot of things now.
But
Yeah.
if we need to reach out to you now, what are your social media handles? Do you want to share a contact number?
Yeah, so you can reach me on 406-7727 406-7727. You can reach me. That's both for direct and WhatsApp. Lux Treasures GD on Instagram and also Lux Treasures on Facebook.
Okay, now you talk about these candles,
Mm-hmm.
and I like candles. I really can't show you, but
Mm-hmm.
everywhere in my house there is a candle because I love those scents. Tell us about your candle line.
So I just had to have candles in my life. If I'm a candle lover myself, and I just love, love, love candles. And it aligns with lux, it aligns with affordable luxury, it aligns with the whole vibe that I want to bring. Just like sort of bringing the spa to your home, take care of your skin, you do a nice scrub, and you light your candle and you just relax and unwind. That type of vibe. So, yeah. So my scented candles, they're all natural, clean. There's no paraffin. It fills the room in half an hour. I have about 7 different scents. I will be launching more soon. But one of the candles that sort of just took off was the limited edition Independence candle. Man, it was my favorite because I was able to build this scent from the ground up. I used different accords and I
Tell
was
us,
able
tell
to
us, tell
build
us
this
about those accords.
new. So the accord that is in that particular candle is cinnamon, chocolate, nutmeg, cocoa, and rum, and
Hmm.
it smells so good. It has this comforting feeling. It's It's nostalgic. It's just a really nice, a beautiful scent. And it's only just like 2 days ago I lit the candle for the first time. Because like when you're developing these scents, you sort of like you get so bombarded with so many different things and you just not getting the real vibes of it. And it's only now I was able to say like, wow, like this is a nice scent for real, for real. So
Listen,
it's such a beautiful,
I'm looking at the packaging. The packaging is amazing. So
yeah.
listen, was that packaging you, or are you
Ev-
bringing other creative people on? Listen, this is amazing.
Thank you so much. So the design, the concept, it was my concept. I did have a graphic designer to do the 50 at the front of the box. I knew exactly what I want. Whenever I get an idea, it's not like a halfway idea. Like it comes with everything, like the whole blueprint. So I knew exactly the design, the smell, how I wanted to look, how I wanted to feel. And this it came to me in vision and it's exactly well, it's more than what I expected.
Listen, I got to commend you.
Thank you so
Fantastic
much.
products. I've got to get myself one of those candles. Um,
Yeah, don't worry.
you
I,
know,
I have one coming to you.
definitely. And folk, listen, it is the right gift to give to yourself or to somebody else. Listen, folk, we're chatting with Sharonelle Andrew of Lux Treasures. And we're going to come right back because I want to chat with Sharonelle, not about her products, but who she is as a person, because I know she's also someone that's always inspiring other people. We'll be right back.
Excursion and Tours weekly e-bike rides. Gather your family and friends for an unforgettable ride through stunning landscapes. Book your adventure today at ridersabike.com or call 473-422-1011. Don't miss out. Let's ride.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Club, folk. We're chatting with Sharonelle Andrew of Lux Treasures. She spoke today about a fantastic, organic, locally made skincare products and her amazing scented candles. But Sharonelle, CeCe, I want to talk to you about something personal.
Hmm.
Now, you are doing all of this. You've got that fire. You're a rising star, but you're also an inspiration because the last person on this program came by way of your recommendation. So I see that you're not only preaching, you're not just talking the talk, but you're walking the walk. Tell me about that. You know, most people, they're doing something and they want to hold it to themselves. Tell me about that drive to inspire other creatives.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to get a little candid. So my mom, I think it's how I was raised. My mom and my dad. Well, my mom and my dad and my grandmother, I grew up with them. And my grandmother was always this caring, selfless person. And she always, not only think about herself, but also other people. And she always found a way to help in some way, little or, big or small. And I grew up with that and it just sort of stuck with me. I just like helping people. I like taking that burden. Like if I can help, I will. And so I've done so many fundraisers and help privately, but that's just who I am. It's not something that I do for a reward or a pat on the shoulder. I believe in paying it forward. I believe that that's how you get your blessing in return. Sometimes your blessing don't come in the form of money, but that next person who probably would open a door or a window for you to get an amazing opportunity to meet someone else. So for me, it's just a matter of just staying kind, being kind, and if you could help, help and just don't think too much about it, but do it from a good place. So that's
Definitely.
just who I am.
Listen, we love you. You're definitely a rising star because you are, in essence, selfless because I speak to a lot of people, and a lot of people admire you. And speaking of the admiration, um, before we wrap up, when you speak about your life journey, okay, and I know that there are a lot of young women looking at this right now, or people who know young women who probably would have had a life start the same way you did, you know,
Hmm.
um, having a baby at a young age, you know, no help in sight, you know, what sort of, I want you to give these young ladies as your last word some sort of parting wisdom, some sort of encouragement, if you can, please.
For me, what I would say is, just keep going. I would also say give yourself grace, give yourself grace. Understand that we are all here for the first time and there really isn't any blueprint to life. As we go along, we learn. And to be honest, all the best lessons would always come from your L's, not your W's. And just give yourself grace, keep going, don't give up, don't listen to negativity. Take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't. Not everybody would understand your vision, not everybody would understand, but it's up to you to keep going. You are your biggest cheerleader, and eventually everything would unfold and everything would fall into place. I always use this analogy because my father would always say that to me because I'm sort of impatient. He would say, life is not like fast food, and if it was, you still have to wait in line. So sometimes things happen to us for us to learn, because there is a lesson in everything. There is a lesson, and it's up to you to really, you know understand what it is that you have to learn in that moment and then apply it. Because trust me, I was not like this. I've come a very, very, very long way. And yeah, just be kind to each other, and don't forget to pay it forward. Just be kind and don't forget to pay it forward.
Definitely paying it forward. Folk, we're chatting with Sharonell Andrew of Lux Treasures,
Oh,
a
Kirk, I
rising
remember.
star. What's that?
I think I remember where we met for the first time.
Tell
I
me,
think it
tell me.
was I think it was back in 2016. It was, I think, 2016, but somewhere along that line. But it was at the Carnival Committee. At that time, Karen was running. She was going for Queen,
Yes, I
and
remember that.
I was backstage, and then she had a little issue, and then I sort of stepped up, and just I would at that time I just needed to take that load off her shoulder,
Uh-huh.
and you commended me at the end. You were like, "Oh, you didn't have to do this, but you stepped in, and I really admire." Da, 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 da. So I think that was our very first time we actually had an interaction, where I got to see you from a different light.
Thank you. Well, listen, you are shining bright today. It's a fantastic Friday, and I am so grateful that you took the time out to join us and to share
Of
your
course.
story. And yeah, we shared about the fantastic products, but we
Mm-hmm.
shared, a personal story, a story of adversity and triumph, and that listen, you've just got to light that fire under you if you want to change your life, and you definitely have. Thank you so much for joining us on the Wake Up Club. We're definitely going to have you back because most of the creatives I talk about, somehow you have an influence in their lives. Thank you,
Thank you
Sharonell.
so much. But before we go, I just want to say thank you for having me on your program. Big up to Junior Judge. I want to big up everybody who have helped me along the way, who have supported me. If you have not tried my product, please try. Please give it a try. And I know you're seeing a product on the screen. I was product, the nutmeg product as well. It's a pain relief product. It's a new product. I formulated for a private company in the US. Because I didn't give up, I was able to get this opportunity. But also, it was preparation. Because I prepared myself, I was able to get this opportunity. So give it a try. It's
Yeah.
available at
You, you,
the
you,
Mitchell's.
you ain't, you ain't running away, just so tell us more about this product. It's a
Oh,
pain relief product.
yes, so
Tell
the
us.
nutmeg spray pain relief product that you're seeing on the screen, it took me a year to formulate. Man, that product, it was a little challenging. It took me a year. I formulated for a company in the US, a private company in the US. It's already certified. It's already on Amazon. Hundreds already sold. You can Google it. There is reviews. Um, it's available in Grenada, should be available in Carriacou, Hills and Valley, in Carriacou, Hills and Valley, Halifax Street, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, in Grand Anse, and hopefully we can get it at other supermarkets. Or of course, the kiosk in Junior's kiosk, the right kiosk in the Bruce Street Mall. This particular
And
product works. I got doctors involved. I didn't just use my knowledge. It was a collective effort, and I'm super proud of this product using our natural or a local
oh,
nutmeg
here it
oil.
is.
Yes, yes. And
And
then there is an
what's it
active
called?
ingredient which is capsaicin. The name of the company is called Naturally Grenada Nutmeg Pain Relief Spray.
Okay, listen, the sky is the limit with you. You know, I am so excited and proud to know you. I want to wish you
Thank you so
every
much.
success. We
Thank you.
definitely going to have you back on the Wake Up Club. Thank you for taking time and thank you for sharing your journey.
Thank you so
Folks,
much for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
we'll be right back. You're tuned into the Wake Up Club.
Pick yourself up with Ride Rent a e-bike today and take advantage of the smartest and coolest way to get around. Rental starting for only $30 per hour and less than $100 EC per day. Zip through traffic, save money, and look awesome doing it. Check us out at the Esplanade Mall today. Visit us online at ridersebike.com or give us a call at 473-422-1011. Your wallet and the planet will thank you. Ride Rent a e-bike.
In every detail. At Host and Funeral Service, we bring comfort to your home with our comprehensive and compassionate services. Large and modernized facility, burial, cremation, and shipping services, pre-arrangements, burial society, notary public with established relationships with funeral homes throughout the Caribbean. We ensure that when your loved one's last wish is to return home, we complete that journey with dignity and respect. Call 718-332-4350 or 917-250-0582, Hostin Funeral Service.
Folk, welcome back to the Wake Up Club. Of course, I'm your host, Kirk CeCe. I want to thank you for joining us again this morning. I know you could be doing other things, but this is the place to be. Folk, you got no excuse. If you're somebody, I don't care what age you are, if you haven't found inspiration in Sharonel's story, something is wrong with you. Listen, wake up, wake up, wake up. You've got so much talent. I always encourage you to please unleash your greatness. There is greatness in all of us. Unleash your greatness. And remember, don't have too much of a thin skin. What someone says about you has nothing to do with who you are. It says more about them. Listen, it's a fantastic Friday. I want to wish you a fantastic weekend. You know, do something for yourself. Soak in some of that rain or soak in some of that sun. You know, go to the beach or just sit down and spend some time thinking about your next move. Jot it down on paper. There must be something that you are good at or something that you haven't tapped into yet. Listen, unleash your greatness. Own your greatness. You are great. Have a good one. Thank you again for joining us on the Wake Up Club. See you on Tuesday. Bye.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians! From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Today. Located inside Rider Excursion at the Esplanade Mall, we handle both small and large orders with speed and precision. For fast, quality t-shirt printing, call Instaprint at 473-422-1011. Get your perfect print today at Instaprint. Printing done in an instant.